with my teammates Ricky, Sean, and Yen, we would like to tell you our findings from analyzing the impact of COVID-19 on crimes in the LA County. COVID-19 has changed almost all aspects of our life. In the past 2 months, we have received 4 warning emails from the UCLA Police Department regarding crimes near campus. This prompts us to think about how have COVID-19 impacted crimes in the LA County. Gathering crime, COVID-19, and unemployment data from the LA County government website, we aim to analyze factors that impacted crime and changes in crimes pre- and post-COVID. We also want to predict the trend of crimes after reopening. We have conducted research on past and current journals on changes in crimes before and after natural disasters and crises. Past research has indicated that after natural disasters, although total crimes might decrease, certain crime categories such as domestic violence might increase. Looking at the number of total crimes pre- and post-COVID in the plot on the left, we can see that as unemployment and COVID-19 increases, total crime decreases. Our GLM model also confirms the significance of the unemployment rate and COVID-19's impact on number of crimes. Looking at the plot on the right, we can see that while total crimes decreased constantly after the outbreak of COVID-19 from historical average of 580 cases per day to 450 cases, Part 1 crime, which includes serious offenses such as homicide, rape, and larceny, decreased more drastically than Part 2 crimes, which are less serious offenses. Taking a closer look at the more detailed categories, we can see that while all crimes decreased, property crimes remains the category with the highest number, while traffic crimes decreased most drastically, which made sense since most people are not on the road anymore. Moreover, while child abuse and neglect crimes almost disappeared, domestic violence crime did not decrease proportionally and remained at the same level. Since people are confined in their homes and apartments with their partners and family, this made sense. Based on our research, we have decided to focus on 2 specific categories, domestic violence and child abuse crimes, on top of the total crime numbers. Taking a closer look at different areas, we can see that for all 3 types of crimes, total crime, child abuse and neglect, and domestic violence, South and Central LA and the Antelope Valley areas have the highest density of crimes. Moreover, we also confirmed our previous finding through the map that while total crimes decreased, child abuse crimes decreased drastically to the degree that it almost disappeared, while domestic violent crimes wasn't affected by the lockdown and even increased in the circled areas.
We keep asking ourselves what will happen to the total crimes in LA in the future. The first hypothesis comes from the news that earlier this week, LA Mayor announced that the stay-at-home order will be extended for the next 3 months. So, we first focus on using data since lockdown to project for the next 3 months. From the plot, we can see that the overall crime will be contained in a level of 450 cases per day for the next 3 months, which is much lower in comparison to the historical average, about 580 cases per day. But what will happen after complete reopening and everything back to normal? This leads to our second hypothesis. We use data from past 10 years to predict long-term crime. The seasonal pattern, as we can see from this plot, is obvious. We can see that hot summer sees more crime cases than other time of the year. The time series after seasonal adjustment appears to be mean reversion, which means that if the pandemic never happens, the crime actually fluctuates around its long-run mean every year. Therefore, we can expect that the crime will gradually increase to its historical average while the lockdown order is loosened. The model we select satisfies the assumptions, and we have run residual diagnostic. Let's see the final projection. We use a drift method to allow the short-term forecast to increase over time and reach historical mean, then evolve with the long-term forecast. To justify that, LA Mayor explained that the extended order is not exactly as it is today. Actually, LA has gradually begun a reopening of certain business and recreational areas this week. So we will soon see an increase of total crime this month because of gradual reopening, and the peak will also appear in August to October due to seasonality. We expect the overall crime cases in LA will match the historical pattern as the pandemic is getting under control, which brings out more discussions and insights of the safety issues.
Following from the projection, we want to share several insights. First, the police department and residents should prepare for the projected increase in crimes after reopening. Second, some cities, like Central and South LA, have historical high crime rate and unemployment rates, so police should stay alert to these areas. Although crimes including domestic violence and child abuse have experienced a drop in cases, nonprofit organizations and schools should stay monitor the situation and offer help for the victims. As LA County gradually loosens the lockdown order, we also anticipate a rise in alcohol, drug, and traffic-related crimes. The residents should continue to take precautionary measures in order to support people who cannot work from home. We believe that the joint efforts from the public, the government, and the police will smooth our transition to the future stages of the pandemic. Thank you and stay safe.